it's sometimes difficult for me to download it, which is why you don't start your own class, you don't record on my behalf. I will do all of that. The standard procedure, what I do after every class or a day or so after every class, is I download the recordings and I then upload them on my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. It's quite easy to search. M. Hanekom. M. Hanekom NAS Law Lectures. I upload the recordings on YouTube because they are easier to access for my students. Sometimes students battle to get into the team to download the recordings. Whereas if it's on YouTube, it is freely available for anybody that wants to listen to these recordings. Furthermore, although our wonderful student support officers have added a large number of full-time students to this class, this particular Teams class is intended for the part-time students and also distance students. By distance, I mean students that are not resident in Windhoek. The mode of registration doesn't allow you to register for distance anymore. So you register for part-time, but the classes are online so that you can either attend the class or listen to the recordings at your own convenience. All students, whether they are based in Windhoek or not, will be writing the same tests. Tests are also available at all the different regional centers. We send the tests to the centers, you can write them there. So even though you cannot register for distance as such, you are still capable of doing the course. As I mentioned, a lot of full-time students have been added to this particular team. I don't mind that at all. You're welcome to be a part of this team. But in due course, if your particular lecturer decides to have online classes, they will start their own team. They will not be using this particular team. I'm the only lecturer that is going to be using this team, which is why I've added my surname to the group name. I'm briefly going to switch my camera. Oh, sorry, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Ms. Hanekom. I will be your lecturer, and I'm also the examiner for Introduction to Law for Accountants, so I set the tests and exams. I'm going to switch my camera on for a moment. Just so that you can see what I look like. Let me take my earphones off for a moment. Okay, I've taken earphones off, take my glasses off and do my hair all pretty for you. There you are, that's what I look like. I don't keep my camera on because it requires additional data from students that are logged onto the class. So it costs you too much to be able to see me. Okay, any questions? Course outline will be available shortly with the test dates. That will be shared on e-learning. Everybody, all students full-time and part-time have already been added to e-learning. Course outline will be shared shortly together with your dates. Then I have also started a WhatsApp group. Actually, I didn't start it. I had a student that was kind enough to start it for me. But there is a WhatsApp group. I have shared the link to the group on the Teams platform. please follow the link to join the WhatsApp group. I use WhatsApp a lot for announcements. The WhatsApp group is for the part-time students only. If you're a full-time student, your various lecturers will start their own WhatsApp group, or some lecturers prefer to communicate only through their class rep. That is their choice. I have a WhatsApp group. Some rules about the WhatsApp group. Most important rule: this is an academic group for matters relating to introduction to law for accountants only. Not for accounting 100 or financial management or basic quantitative methods or whatever. Company law only. Secondly, English only. Please do not post anything, any reactions, whatever, in your vernacular. English only. No advertisements. If you advertise whatever you want to advertise on my group, I will delete the advertisement and remove you as a member. No questions asked. WhatsApp is social media. By its very nature, it is informal. It is fine to keep it informal. I don't mind you reacting. I don't mind you sharing emojis or whatever. That's 100%. But keep it respectful at all times. The moment it starts becoming disrespectful, or I pick up that you are disrespecting another student, I will close the group so that only admins can post. Stick to those basic rules. WhatsApp is a very useful tool, not only for communication, but also as a learning platform. If there is any part of the work that you did not understand, or you have questions or anything, ask your questions on the WhatsApp group, and I will answer them on the WhatsApp group. Then everybody in the class can share in my responses. So we also use it as a learning platform. What I'm going to do quickly, on the chat, I've put my name and my cell phone number. If you want to, if you can't get hold of the link on WhatsApp, although it is on Teams, feel free to send me a private message. Just give me, remember at all times also, don't only teach this course, I teach a lot of courses. So always when you message me, I need your name and surname, as well as the course you are studying, registered for, Introduction to Law for Accountants, as well as your mode of study, part-time. And then I will send, so you can send me a private message, and I will forward you the link to the WhatsApp group. Don't ask me to add you, because in order to add you, I have to first save your number as a contact, and I have, with all due respect, no intention of saving 300 different students' phone numbers on my phone. So no, I don't save students, I don't add students, but I will send you the link and you can join. Any questions? I'm going to share. I'm not going to share yet. Just give me a second. Just confirm to me quickly that you could see that what I have shared is literally just a blank page. There's nothing on it at the moment. Can you see that? Can you see the blank page? Okay, so let's get started, just so that you don't feel you completely wasted your time today. Course that you registered for is called Introduction to Law for Accountants. Just by the way, while I'm typing, I've got the screen open with a blank page where I'm typing, not the screen with a class. So I can't see if you raise your hand. If you do have a question, please just speak up. Just call out and I'll give you an opportunity to speak. I need you to participate in the class. Don't just want silence. So what is law? We're studying Introduction to Law for Accountants. You can't study Introduction to Law if you don't know what law is. So that's the first issue that we're going to look at.
Sorry, ma'am. I actually just wanted to find out something. Is there perhaps a study guide available for this module?
Oh, sorry, Rushay. Thank you for raising that issue. I should have mentioned this. The study guide is not available in hard copy. It's not printed. But there is a study guide, so to speak, available, the individual units. All of the separate units that you need for this course have been uploaded on the e-learning platform. They are all available there. So you could just go there and download the separate units for yourself. Thank you for reminding me. I should have announced that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, okay, but Rashay, while you've got your microphone on now, take a guess, according to your understanding. What is law? Just try, don't be shy. What is law?
Ma'am, I would say it's rules that are stipulated or that are supposed to be used as guidelines. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I would say it's rules that are supposed to give us guide as to what is wrong and what is right.
There is nothing wrong about your answer. We can maybe tweak it a little bit, but we'll get back to there. But yes, you've got the basic idea. Let's try somebody else. Who else wants to try?
Ma'am, I would say law is rules and regulations enforced by the government.
Okay, this is what Kimberly says. Rules and regulations. Okay, that's also a good answer. Let's try one more. Rosina, I see Rosina in front of me. Rosina, would you like to try? Or anybody else, just speak up. Mr. Minnar, perhaps, Louis Minnar? Okay, nobody else wanting to speak up. I need you to participate in my classes, please, people. Okay, we're going to get back to those two definitions. Both of them are correct, but I will in due course add on a little bit. But a good start. Let's ask the next question. These two questions are essentially connected to each other. Can't really explain what is law without looking at what is the purpose of law. Why do we have law? Somebody that wants to try there. Why do we need law?
Ma'am,
Yes,
I think to have order and peace.
absolutely. Absolutely. Now let's look at this. Let's talk about this for a moment. In the class in front of me, I see very few students, only 20 students are attending today. That's a bit disappointed, but for first class, I suppose that's not too bad. But if I just look at the surnames, there's a Diliwayo, there's a Birkus, there's a Ritz, there's the Mr. Oirap. Let's look at some more names here. Aino, Louis Manar, Hilma Yambu, Evelina Shakuza, a lot of different people. We live in Namibia, we live in a very multicultural society, which is great, which is wonderful. But as a result of this multicultural society, different cultural groups sometimes have their own beliefs. And there's nothing wrong with that. We respect those beliefs, but they have different beliefs. We cannot, however, in any society, especially a multicultural society, just have freedom where everybody can do exactly what they want to. I'm going to give you a silly example now that I often use. Works a bit better if it's face to face, but even part-time, or even online. Let's say, and really this is a silly example, and forgive me if I'm using your names, but I like using my students' names. Let's say I come from a culture that believes that if I see something that I like, I should be able to have it, because share and share alike. It's not actually my cultural background, but let's use that as an example. Share and share alike. If you've got something that I would like, then I'm allowed to just help myself. So I happen to notice that Rushay has a very pretty handbag, which I would like. I'm sure she does have a pretty handbag that I would like. So, due to my culture, share and share alike, next time I see the handbag, I take it. Rushay, how are you going to feel about that? Are you going to be happy?
Not at all.
Not at all. She's not going to be happy, but it's my culture. So according to my culture, I'm allowed to do that. Now, Rushay is unhappy. The next moment, Mr. Uirap finds out that his friend Rushay is unhappy. And the next time he sees me in the street, because his friend is unhappy, he grabs hold of me and he beats me up. What about that? Because it's his culture that if a woman is upset, the man must defend her. So he beats me up. Is that okay? Mr. Wirap, do you think it would be okay for you to just randomly beat me up?
For the purpose of taking the handbag from her without being given, yes.
Do you think it's really okay to just beat me up? Or
No,
is that something that should yeah,
no, it won't be okay to beat you up.
it will not
I
be
would
okay
rather
to
call the police.
absolutely, you'd rather call the police. It's not okay for me to just take a handbag. It's not okay for you just to beat me up because you're defending your friend. That brings us to what is law? What is law? What is the purpose of law? We have in a country which is governed by the rule of law. Purpose of law is somebody has said this previously, I'm just typing it again, to maintain peace and order. In a diverse, multicultural country, we need rules. Sorry, what did I do now? Wanted to do that. A system of rules to maintain peace and order, because if we all just did what we wanted to, now Mr. Uirap has just beaten me up because I took Rushay's purse. Next thing that happened is Mr. Manar sees this happening, and in his culture, a man doesn't hit a woman. So the next thing that happens is he runs and he starts attacking Mr. Uirap because he's hitting a woman. What is happening? We've got chaos. If everybody can just live by their own personal beliefs and rules. So we need, in order to maintain peace and order, we need a system of rules. But now I want to take it one step further. Talking about a system of rules. Because all our various cultures have, as I explained previously, come with their own rules. But are all these rules, can all these rules be equated with law? Let's think about that for a second. Let's say Miss Baiva, Marilyn, invites some of her friends to go out with her Friday evening. Friday evening arrives and none of her friends pitch up. What can she do? Miss Baiva, if you've invited your friends to go out with you and none of them pitch up, what can you do?
I would be very disappointed, and I wouldn't trust them anymore. So I would be disappointed and angry. And, yeah.
Yeah, you will be angry. You will be angry. But can you claim money from them or take them to court?
No, I can't.
And no, you cannot. In another example, in certain cultures, it is acceptable for a man to have more than one wife. In other cultures, it isn't. So a man that comes from a cultural background where it is not acceptable to have more than one wife, he's married, but decides to get himself a side chick. What can his wife do?
She can file for a divorce.
She can file for divorce, but apart from that, there isn't much else she can do. But now this man's friends are very upset with him because they think this was not the right thing to do. Because they believe that you must be faithful in the relationship, you mustn't get a side chick. What can his friends do? Mr. Hamakwayo, if one of your friends gets himself a side chick and you don't, you're unhappy with him, what can you do to him?
Ma'am, I don't think
How?
there's really much his friends can do because it's a personal choice.
Yeah.
Exactly. What can his friends do? They can be angry with him. They can stop being his friend. They can push him out of the friends group to show their disappointment or anger or whatever. But apart from that, there's nothing they can do. Which brings us to the difference between law on the one hand and morals or rules of conduct on the other hand. The difference being morals can be enforced by, let's say, social censure, spelling, pushing somebody away, being
Ma'am, there's someone in the chat saying she can't hear or he can't hear.
can the rest of the class hear? Mildred, if you can't hear, maybe because if the rest of the class can hear, then the problem is with your try logging out. Try logging out and logging in again. Because if the rest of the class can hear, then the problem is not with my connectivity. So morals can be enforced by anger, disappointment, etc., etc. But there's no punishment as such. Whereas if you break the law, you can be punished. Which brings us back to the definition of law. We said that law is a system of rules to maintain peace and order. Individual communities also have their own system of rules that maintain peace and order. But what sets law apart from your morals, your rules of conduct, is the enforceability. The fact that law is a system of rules to maintain peace and order in a society, which are enforced by the court, by the state, more specifically, not just by the state, by the courts. Enforced by courts as organs of the state. So there we have it, a working definition of what is law. Any questions about this? No questions? Okay, I said I'm not going to keep you very long tonight because this was really just an introductory session so that we can get to know each other, discover the technicalities and everything. So I'm going to stop here. Thank you very much for having joined. Thank you for those of you that participated. Mr. Makwaya, Ms. Ritz, Mr. Uirap, Kimberly, keep it up. I need you to participate. I need you to take part in your classes. It becomes very, very boring for me to just sit here and chat the whole time and there's just silence. Then I don't know whether you're listening. Then I don't know whether maybe you've just logged onto the class, but you're actually doing something else. I would have loved to be able to teach you face to face. Unfortunately, we have too many students also living in the regions that I have to accommodate. So face to face won't work. But yes, please participate in the online classes as well. Any last questions? If you have no further questions, it's still nice and early. For those of you that are attending the class from work and have to still drive home now, please stay safe. And I will see you then next week on Monday in class. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Mr. Manor, your hand is up.
Sorry, that was an accident.
Okay, not a problem. Bye.
Bye. Enjoy your evening.
Same to you.